And welcome to Flexible Games, the FortressCraft Evolved modding tutorial series. Starts off here with the basics of modding. The mod system in FortressCraft is pretty robust and allows you to do a lot of different things. And today we're just going to show some of the basics on basic text editor mods, and my Recipe Rebalance mod is a perfect example of this. No coding is required, and you can go in and override recipes all you want without editing the raw files. So if we go in here, the place that you put your mods is your app data, local, projector games, FortressCraft, mods, and then you name your mod and you prepend the mod name with your author ID, and this will ensure that there's no conflicts with that. The author ID is used extensively in mods, so be sure to lock down your author ID and use that consistently. And then you have to, once you have that, you do a version number, and that's where your mod config goes. And your mod config is a very simple file that just shows what the ID is, what the name is, the version number, is it local or is it a server only? And these are usually false unless you're a very advanced mod maker. So if we look at the XML directory, that's where you start making changes. And so if you look at the manufacturing recipes for my Recipe Rebalance, you can see I just have a lot of recipes in here. Now, the important thing is this tag here is override. This tells the game that this is not a new item, this is an override of an old item. And this goes through and sets the override values for all of the items in here. You can do the same with pretty much every XML in there. So my blast furnace recipes, in which I go and I override the chromium and molybdenum bars to give me a little bit better of a ratio. So there's a divider depending on your difficulty level, whether you're on rapid, plentiful, or scarce, or even Greg mode. There's dividers on this, so just be aware if you set this too low, the divider might spit out some errors. I don't know if there's any error checking in that. But again, there's an is override command. So if we look at the generic auto crafters then, and I just included them all in my, I think most of them are in here, in my Rebalance mod. So if we go in and maybe look at, let's see, one of these I know is the Warhead Imbuer. If we look at that, again, the is override tag is required, and then you go and tweak the values from there. So I think on this one, I actually tweaked the craft time. Now you can just include the craft time tag, is override, friendly name, spawn object, value, and then just craft time. But everything else I included just to make sure that I am working on that. If I want to tweak those values further, I don't have to add any tags. So that is the basics of overriding recipes. There is also a way to override research and a way to override recipe sets and all of that kind of stuff. And the research stuff is in the PDF file. It's all fine. When you subscribe to a mod, it doesn't put it in your users directory. It puts it in the Steam directory. So if you go to your C drive, if it's installed in the default location, it'll be in Program Files, Steam, Steam Apps, and then you further go into Workshop, Content, and then the app ID for FortressCraft is 254200. Now these IDs you don't have any control over. When you upload a video or when you upload a mod to Steam, it automatically sets the ID. So there's really no way of setting that ID yourself. And in all of these mods, so this is the storage hopper mod, this is my query mod, this is my excavator mod, this is the GPS tool mod, and this is something that I don't even know. Let's see what it is. Stackable minecarts. So this is a stackable minecarts mod, and if we go in and if we look at items, there's probably an override tag. So there is the override tag, which tells it, yes, we can item stack it. So he changed this code from item single to item stack, and it allows you to stack a minecart. So a very simple mod, but very, very useful without having to go in and adjust the files in the raw directory. So that covers the basics of just text editor mods that you don't need any coding knowledge. You just need to go through the XMLs, add your override tag, and continue on. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.